So I've been using the Pixel Fold for quite a while now, so yeah, let's get into my review and see what I think of it. What's up guys, welcome back to Michael's Tech Talk. So this is Google's first foldable phone, and I'm going to be honest, I was looking forward to getting my hands on this device. I've tried a lot of different foldables out there, but Pixels are my bag when it comes to Android. If I'm just going to be 100% honest, I like the clean Android aesthetic with Pixels. I don't like any bloatware and all that sort of stuff. So I was looking forward to seeing what Google were going to offer with the Pixel Fold. I was so excited to get my hands on it. I pre-ordered it straight away, so I did, nobody sent this phone to me. I bought this phone with my own money. Full disclosure, 100%. Paid the money for it, pre-ordered it on launch day and got it when it was supposed to come. And after waiting a long time, it finally arrived. So it actually was at that point, when I actually got the notification to say it was on its way, I was like, geez, I actually forgot I ordered that. It was that long. You know yourself, pre-orders, bro. So when it finally arrived, unboxed it and straight away looked at it out of the box and thought, I'm not gonna like this. If you watch this channel, you'll know me. I love big phones. This is, especially when it's folded like this is not a big phone. This is really not a big phone. So I was like, geez, I don't know if I'm gonna like this. It's, I like big screens and blah blah blah. One of the things I did like about the Samsung Folds was the length of it when it was closed, even though the screen was too narrow. But once I got using it, man, I fell in love with this form factor. I really did. It's still got the right amount of width when you're using it closed, and you can still use it one-handed as well, which is it was a real big surprise to me, and I really have been enjoying it. As I mentioned, Pixel's version of Android on their phone, their own Pixel OS, is just no nonsense, and it's my cup of tea. When it comes to Android, it's always going to be my favorite slice of Android. So when this is closed, because it is shorter than the Samsung Folds, I did have a bit of a preconception that I wasn't really going to like this phone, as I have mentioned. But I'll be honest, using this one-handed, I would go out on a limb and say this has been my best experience with a foldable phone when closed. I love the one-handed use of it, and I can do so much with it when it's closed, which I couldn't really do before on the other Samsungs, so that was a real good thing with this device. The design is pretty awesome, if I'm being honest. It ties in perfectly with the Pixel lineup. When you look at it, you know it's a Pixel device. This distinct camera bar and that frosted glass back. You look at it and you go, yeah, that is a Google Pixel. So I do like that. I like how they've kept it in line with the Pixel series, so it just fits into the lineup and looks perfect. The stainless steel body makes it feel really premium as well, which was something I was honestly concerned about when it came to build quality. And yeah, I'll hold my hands up. I just thought, I don't know if Google can make this feel premium, but they did. They smashed it out of the park with us. The materials, the frosted glass back, the stainless body, yeah, it feels really premium. In my opinion, there's the right amount of weight to it, and that noise when you close it, so satisfying. The cameras on this have been pretty good as well. So with it being a Pixel, you've got that Pixel software that runs on the cameras, which is just fantastic, albeit the hardware just isn't quite as good as what's on the Pixel 7 Pro, but this Pixel software magic, you still can capture good photographs from it, so it's all good. So let's just do a quick spec overview for this. So this is rocking the Tensor G2 5nm system on chip. And yeah, it's okay. Can't really say too much about it. It comes in 256 gig and 512 gig storage options, which is pretty decent. Stainless steel body with a frosted glass back, which is really nice. Foldable OLED 7.6 inch display on the inside, which is really good. But we'll talk a bit more about that later. And then the cameras, we have on the rear a 48 megapixel main camera, a 10 megapixel telephoto, and a 10 megapixel ultra wide as well. So the camera on the front is a 9.5 megapixel camera, and the inside camera on the foldable display is an 8 megapixel camera. So, and that is all topped off nicely with a 4821 milliamp hour battery. So That's the specs. So before we get into what I like and what I don't like about the Pixel Fold, why don't you guys drop a like on this video, and if you haven't already, don't forget to click that subscribe button, because, you know, Pixel Fold, you know, if you like it, smash the like button. If you don't, still smash the like button, because it helps get the video out there, and then it helps me do more of this stuff for you guys, so you know yourself. So this is the front facing camera on the Pixel Fold. Let me know what you think of the video down below. Also let me know what you think of the mic quality. Let me know. And this is the inside camera on the Pixel Fold. Let me know what you think of the video quality. Is it worse? Is it okay? And also let me know what you think of the audio quality down below. So this is the 4K video on the rear cameras of the Pixel Fold. Let me know what you think of the video. Is it good? Is it crisp? Is it clear? Also, let me know what you think of the microphones. Are they good? Are they bad? Let me know. So let's get into the things I like about the Pixel Fold. First off, this thing is so comfortable to hold when it's closed. So using this device one-handed is so great, and one of the things I love the most is, you see, just being able to reach around and hit the fingerprint reader here and unlock it with one hand. Man, I love that, and there's none of this awkwardness of rubbish, I can't get it open, I need to open it up. It's been great. One-handed use, bosh. Need to write back to an email or take a quick photo, not a problem. I love it. The cameras, as always with a Pixel device, you're going to get great photographs out of this. Now the camera hardware isn't as good as what is in the Pixel 7 Pro, but it makes up for it with that Pixel software in the camera. It's just that Pixel magic. You're always going to get good, decent photographs out of this. The size. I didn't think I was going to like this phone. I like big phones. I use an iPhone Pro Max. I have a Pixel 7 Pro. I have an S23 Ultra. I like big phones. I like them. So when I first seen this, I thought, you know, I don't really know if I'll use that front display that much. But in my pocket, it's not massively obtrusive, which I really, really like. And I was so taken aback with how much I could do on the front display, which was a real issue for me when I was using this Samsung Fold. I just found that the front display, I would start trying to maybe reply to a message on the front display. It wouldn't be big enough, or it would be, you know, I have big sausage thumbs. So when I'm trying to reply, I'd be like, ugh! I'd get so frustrated. I'd open it up and I would use it. Didn't have to do that with this. So simple things like replying to a quick email or sending a message, no problem. And I love that. Build quality. The build quality of this phone surprised me. Now, I'm not saying the Pixel 7 Pro or the Pixel 7 is badly made, but there has been a lot of people out there which have had issues with, you know, build quality and durability and that kind of thing. I wasn't holding out much hope for the Pixel Fold, especially with there being a hinge. The hinge on this has been really, really good, and I've been so surprised with how good the build quality is on this. So yeah, I have to give kudos for that. It's really, really well made. Everyday use. See, doing those day-to-day things, a bit of social media, messaging, emails, taking photographs, that kind of thing. This is so good at doing this. Regardless of what you're doing, Tensor has been decent for me. It's been quick and snappy, and I've had no issues with, you know, things not working properly and that kind of thing. And yeah, it's been a real positive experience for me. Pixel OS. I've said it multiple times here. It's so good. Top notch. Surprisingly, the speakers on this phone, I was really surprised at, because I'm going to call a spade here. Pixel 7 Pro speakers, you were pants. You were really pants. And they were tinny, and this, not so much. I was really surprised with how good the speaker sounded on this. Really like that. Water resistance. Who'd have thought that you'd get proper water resistance on a foldable phone? IPX8 water resistance on this phone. That's pretty good for a foldable, especially with this hinge and the thought of water getting in there and stuff. Real good. And fingerprint reader. Who would ever thought I would say a fingerprint reader was good on a Pixel? Jokes. Don't come and get me, Pixel people. Don't come and get me. But no, fingerprint reader on this phone has been flawless. Built into the power button and never once skips a beat. Fantastic. I would have liked to have seen one in the front display, maybe, but like I said, it's really accessible. one-handed. Can't fold it. Those are the things I do like, which now leads me into the things that I don't like. So let's go. While I said everything was good on everyday use for this thing, if you are into playing maybe heavy games, tensor is going to struggle a little bit, and it is going to get pretty warm pretty quick. So yeah, that was one of the things I didn't like while I was testing it and trying to play some games and then trying to take some 4K video. It gets warm, and yeah, that's just tensor at the moment, unfortunately. Next up, the glossy screen. I have struggled a little bit when I've been outside in daylight, especially when it's been bright and sunny. The screen on this is so shiny that it gives so much of a reflection that the brightness struggles to compensate when I'm using it outside, which is a bit frustrating. So there's a couple of times there where I've been outside using it and I'm sort of trying to tilt it and, you know, trying to get a good viewing angle because it's just, the gloss on the screen is just too much of a reflection. So yeah, that was a bit of a no-go for me. I kind of found it a bit frustrating after a while. Battery life. I'm not going to say the battery life is awful, but it's pretty average, to be honest. 4,821 milliamp hour battery. It should be better with this. Especially, you know, Google are in charge of the hardware and the software here. It should be a bit better. But like I say, not awful, but I wouldn't say it's better than average, to be honest. It should be better on a phone like this. About 6 hours, maybe a little 6.5 hours, maybe at a push screen on time. Needs to be a bit better. I know you've been waiting for it, but here it comes. Optimization. Would this be a Michael's Tech Talk foldable review if I didn't talk about optimization? Man alive. So, while this phone has worked really, really well for me, the third-party apps on this are so bad. They are so bad. There's certain things there, a lot of Google's own apps, you know, and the likes of YouTube and, you know, the likes of Outlook for emails and that kind of thing, all work really, really well. You can tell that they're tablet edition. You know, when you have it open up, you can get full, proper use of that full display. Social media apps. No bueno. No bueno. And I still maintain is not optimization. But Google have said, you know, yeah, well, it's on the developers to do that. And that doesn't really sit well with me, if I'm being honest. Google should be pushing these developers to say, listen, we're trying to push out one of the best foldables out here. We need you guys to be on your game. And yeah, it's just not there. At this price point, the app experience needs to be on point. And when it comes to that, like Samsung's attempt was just to like blow up the likes of Instagram and Twitter just to fill the screen. Not optimization, but at least it makes you think, well, I'm using all of the display. But see, just having these black bars down the side, you know, yes, you can move the apps about on the screen, but that's pretty pants, to be honest. Charging speeds. Come on, Google. When are you going to put some proper fast charging into this phone? Like, it's not an iPhone with lightning. Come on, man. Come on. And lastly, the big elephant in the room. The price. This phone is way too expensive for the experience that you're getting. And I'm just going to be straight up about it. For £1,800/dollars, this thing needs to be near perfect. Like, yeah, there's teething problems with certain things and it takes developers time to catch up with apps and all that kind of thing, but for £1,800, this cannot be as inconsistent as what it is. Like, some of the biggest social media platforms out there, like Twitter, like Facebook, you know, all those Instagram, TikTok, there needs to be a proper experience for a foldable on here, and it's just not there. You can't justify it for that price. You really can't. It's just not good enough. I mean, yeah, you could argue the fact that, oh, those apps, that's developer problems, that's their issue, but no, like Google needs to be the one pushing this, saying that, you know what, we are the guys that are going to make the best Android foldable. For this price point, it just needs to be better. So, my conclusion. What is my thoughts on the Pixel Fold? Part of me loves this device. I love the size of this and I love the form factor. I love how it feels when you're using it one-handed, and then opening it up with certain apps. Everything works really, really well, and I do like that. It takes good photographs. you know, you've got all those good Pixel things, and then you do have a somewhat good foldable experience. But for the harsh reality, for this money, you're getting inconsistent third-party apps which don't look good when the phone is opened. And let's be honest, if you can't open up a foldable and use an app properly, what's the point in having a foldable, right? That's just plain and simple, black and white. That's just the way it is. So for me, for the same money, you could go and buy a Pixel 7 Pro, a Pixel tablet, Pixel Buds Pro, and a Pixel Watch, and you would still have change in your pocket, and that would get you an entire Google ecosystem for less than what this phone costs, and it's going to be a better experience. Let that sink in. Let that sink in. For this price, Google should be showing us how an Android foldable should be. There should be no compromise. Everything should work perfectly, and it be a great phone. They should be making you say, you don't need to go and buy a Samsung, you don't need to go and buy a Vivo, you don't need to go and buy all these other foldable phones. It's right here what you need, and it's not yet. I know what people will say. People will say, oh, it's a first gen device, and you know, you're allowed teething problems and that kind of thing. But this is the harsh reality, guys. This is not a first gen device. Yes, this is a Google first gen device, but Android foldables have been around for a very, very long time. Google have had the time and the resource to look at all these other foldables. You know, there's Samsung moving on to their 5th generation foldable phone. Samsung, 5th generation foldable phone. You can't use it's a first gen device. It doesn't fly with me, because out of all the foldables that are out there on the market, some of them are fantastic. They are so good, and yet this thing just doesn't hit the mark for that money. I'm going to put this into another perspective for you. If Apple were to release a foldable phone and third-party apps were as bad as this, Apple would be crucified by everybody. I don't hear people crucifying. I hear people defending something, which in my honest opinion for this money isn't defendable. So let me know what you think in the comments down below, guys. Have you got the Pixel Fold, or are you thinking of picking up the Pixel Fold? Let me know in the comments down below. Let me know your experiences, or if you have any questions, ask me down below as always. So that about wraps it up this video, guys. I hope you liked it. If you did, don't forget to smash that like button for me, and if you haven't already, click that subscribe button and ring that little bell to be notified of new videos just like this one. And as always, if you want more down to earth tech review and accessory videos, you know where to come. And until the next one, I'll catch you later.